You know, if I pass all the tests, I'm definitely going to California. I'm going to be a criminal lawyer. Of course, it all takes about 20 years.
We'll all be dead by then.
Well, I believe in having a goal. That way you succeed. Actually, that's your trouble. You've no ambition. Ambition.
The Italians love their cars and they love their racing. And of course, they love it here at Monza. Home race for Ferrari, of course, who've had 18 wins here since 1950. But you know, there's not been so much luck for the locals in the cockpit recently. The last Italian driver to win this race was back in 1966. So what now? I think it's time to make some more history here today. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about McLaren. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Blue lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Bottas, Lewis Hamilton and Ricciardo, Ocon, Grosjean, Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg, Sainz, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso and Stroll, Perez, Sirotkin, Marcus Ericsson and Stoffel van Dorn. Gasly and Brendan Hartley rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back.
Here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. We're back with Red Bull. Aston Martin Red Bull Racing. This is our second race with Red Bull. Our first race was last week at Spa. Check out that race. But racing at the Italian Grand Prix in Monza, one of the most iconic races and tracks in F1. Super excited, super hyped about this. What's up, Martin? Good to see you. Try me. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream as well. And Army BTS, like you guys for showing up early for today's race. This is a full race, guys. If this is your first time joining in, this is 100% distance, the same distance they do in the real F1. We're gonna be doing full realistic damage. There's gonna be no restarting, no replays, no flashbacks, none of that stuff. I have no assist on. That's how we do it here, and we're gonna have a good time. Starting on the pole, had a really good qualifying session. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do for race strategy today. We got 2 of them, so it looks like we have either a 1 stop or a 2 stop, and you know me, I usually try to go for the least amount of stops as possible. We could do super soft tire. Looks like we have 53 lap race. Man, that's we could try. I think we should shoot for. Man, look at that drop off though. That drop off is pretty high. I'm really wondering if we should go with a 3-stop strategy. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you for the compliments. Let's go with one. We'll go for it. If not, if things go wrong, if we get damaged, anything happens, we spin out, goes, anything happens with the car, we could always alternate to a 2-stop strategy. But we'll go with the one. I think we may see some mix in the field. Car setup is all good like that. And we're ready to go, guys. You ready? Let's do it. I've been preparing for this race all morning, and I am ready to go. As you can tell, it has already shown up in our qualifying effort. Had a really good qualifying session, so let's go. Teammate is starting all the way back in 6th.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to book down.
What's up, Delilah? Welcome to the stream. Hey, every race is difficult. I mean, it doesn't matter really where we start, whether we start in first or last. There's always challenges. Always challenges. So we'll see, man. I will do my best. I mean, we're in the best position possible to win this race right now. I mean, we're in first, but again, I mean, there's been times where we've been in first and had horrible starts. We stalled the car out, you know what I mean? It's just stupid stuff like that. So I'm just gonna try my best, man, to do what we can here. Go ahead and warm up our tires and warm up our brakes. It's a fast track. It's a lot of fun. What do you mean, try me? You said you turned something off? Or I turned something off? Who turned what off? Whew, that scared me. Assistant. Yeah, I don't have any racing assist. Like, it's if that's what you mean. Driving like a drunk driver. Warming the tires up, man. That's what that is. When you swing side to side, it's just warming the tires up. That's all that is. What's up, Captain Infinite? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. All right, guys, it's time to go. 53 laps around Monza.
Is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
I gotta have a good start. I need a good launch here. I want to hold my lead. Oh. Not a great start. Not a great start. Wow. Not a great start, but that's okay. As long as I don't get any damage, I am okay with that. I think I just had a really slow launch, but I'm glad we had a slower launch rather than a stall. I kind of expected that to happen. I've been really weak. I need to practice my my race starts, but it's all good. And Kush, good to see you, man.
That was a bad start, but don't overreact. We can salvage this.
We're still in the top 10, and we're faster than these guys, so we're gonna get back up there pretty quick. I ran him off the track. Alright, 1 down, 7 to go. Yeah, this is AI. I am the only real person in here. It's not like iRacing where everybody's a real person. What's up, Mart? This is the Thrustmaster T150 with force feedback. Should we take Grosjean? I'm gonna wait on that. Not ready to overtake in this section here. The main thing I don't want is these guys to get away from me. Alright, taking Grosjean on the right. He's not giving me much room. And good pass. Hamilton's next. Yeah, I know my ERS is on hot lap. I'm trying to burn through it a little bit for these first couple laps. I'll turn it down here in a little while. But thanks for the heads up. Let me get to a point in the race where I'm not racing as hard. But if I could possibly explain it.
Fastest lap of the race so far.
ERS is energy something system. Freaking Hamilton trying to block me. Let's go ahead and turn it down. We'll turn it down to 2. And it gives you a little bit more engine power. That's what that blue bar is on my wheel. So once that gets real low, we start don't have as much engine power. These guys still way down.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
That's great. So you'll see me turning it up and down at different times of the race. There is a way you can go in your settings and allow that to auto manage itself. But again, it's just more fun to have everything kind of manually. So right now I have it in overtake mode, which will give me a little bit of an advantage against these other guys who don't have it. Come on, Ricardo, we're teammates. Had an intense race with Ricardo last week. Oh, nothing you can do about that, buddy. Deuces. Thank you, energy recovery system is what it is. So right now we're in 4, I'm gonna go down to 3. And then after this corner, I'm gonna go down to 2 for the next sector. So right here, I'm gonna go down to 2. And then when I'm on braking, it actually recharges the ERS. You'll see it going back up to 3 now. Now that we're on a big long straightaway behind Vettel. These guys are racing hard up here. Vettel and Bottas. What an overtake he just made, man. We're good on fuel. Plus 40.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
My God, these dudes are racing hard. They picked the most difficult. Oh my God. Oh, he hit me. You freaking hit me, you punk, Vettel. I see how it is. I see how it is. We should be okay, though.
Okay, we're hitting the rated limits on the MGU-H. The power unit is going to be more prone prone to overheating.
I'm hoping we don't have any reliability issues in this race. I was not expecting to have any. Here comes DRS. We're switching to overtake. Not gonna have it right here. This battle is allowing Raikkonen.
They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Nice. Vettel has an issue with his car. Up to third place.
Good job, nice overtake. We're leading our teammate by 1.7 seconds.
Yeah, it's very hard to read long questions. Try to keep them short. Oh man. Thankfully this track has a lot of long straightaways, so it allows me to read your comments a little bit easier than some of the other tracks, but it's still tough. So it might be a lap or two before I can read an entire message like that. Man, we're fast today. Yeah, I was working on the setup in practice in the second practice. And I ended up going with a lower downforce setup, and what I basically did was I took the ballot setup and took I went down 2 on the front and rear wing, and the car feels great. Marta, you having buffering issues?
The energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
Alright, we're catching back up to Raikkonen. And we are definitely the fastest car on the track right now. I think this is definitely our race. I haven't felt this strong since China. You gonna let me by? Wow, he is being really nice. Maybe he was just blocking the inside. I think that's what he was doing. Alright, is anybody else experiencing buffering? So I'm trying to see if it's me. If I'm dropping any frames. Alright, we got plenty of charge. Let's go to overtake. Actually, I'm gonna go to high. Here we go. Woo! Too close. Does it sound weird? I do have some kind of ICE problem, so it could be that. So you want to take care of these tires. I don't want to drive too hard. For one, we want to make sure we take care of the, the freaking body and everything. We don't want to damage it too much. We do have a slight bit of wing damage, but it's extremely minor. When Vettel came into us earlier, but other than that, we're good. Oh, Raikkonen went wide. Nice. So what's funny is sometimes it doesn't really work like when you're playing single player like with AI and stuff, but if you're playing online, oh, I went wide too in the dirt. Stay on track. But if you're playing against, crap. Here he comes. If you're playing against other players, you can kind of like just ride right behind them. Like if you just ride their butt, eventually they'll make a mistake and you'll have an opportunity to pass. So you don't have to force the overtake unless it's like the end of the race or something like that. Oh shoot! All right, we're in the lead right now. All right, let's be let's be careful. Let's make a gap on Raikkonen here, because we need to maintain the gap or maintain a lead, as well as we need to do well with these tires. I don't want to wear these tires out too much. I'm not doing so good right now. I'm all over the freaking place. Ay ay ay! Okay. Stay off the track. Off the track. I don't want to get hit. Dang it, man. Exactly what I was just freaking talking about. Okay, here we go. Oh, why am I raising my hand? Because I have my microphone is on a boom up here, and the vibration of the curbs and me jerking the wheel left to right actually makes my mic rotate, and I have to keep moving it back to where it's supposed to be, and that's why I keep raising my hand. It only happens on like racing streams because my mic is actually mounted to the same to my desk where my wheel is mounted, so the vibration affects it. Alright, okay, making this race a little bit more interesting. That was complete driver error.
Okay,
right there.
ahead is 1.8 seconds.
And also just a lack of concentration. So don't mind me if I at any point get, you know, a little bit quieter. That's because I'm just trying to concentrate. Let's take a look at our tire wear though. Wow. Yeah, we need to do a 3-stop strategy because that is bad. I don't know if that's because we spun out, but that tire wear is not great. We're only on lap 10.
Raikkonen's in first place.
Yeah, I'm shifting. I'm just not using the paddles. I'm using a different button because it's not as loud. So I would like to change the strategy, if that's possible.
Say that again, we're having trouble receiving.
I'm starting to think the 3-stop might be faster with the amount of tire wear we got going on. Alright, right now we're in 5th behind our teammate Ricardo, who's in 4th. I'm gonna give you my word, we're winning this race today. We are way too fast to come in 5th or 2nd. Like, this car has some really good speed in it. I'm really confident in the setup we put together this time. You know, I have no grip right now. What's up, Salem? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. I feel like I have no front grip. That's what it is. My rear grip feels okay. Oh, shoot. Don't go in the dirt. And then one mistake leads to another. All right, it's time to focus, guys. Time to put together some qualifying laps here. We're 2 seconds back now. You see that? When I stop talking, I start gaining. That's hilarious.
First place is 9.6 seconds. Brilliant. Nice move.
All right, that's one down, 3 to go. And we have a 9-second gap between us and the leader now. But that's okay, we got the whole race to make that up. Next up is Hamilton. I don't know what happened to Vettel. Vettel had some type of mechanical issue earlier. He might have pitted early. So you can see me switching between ERS levels, or ERS, yeah, levels, whatever you call them. Trying to manage my ERS so that I can get the most speed out of the car consistently. Might be within a second. No, not quite.
The fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Gap to teammate behind is 2.7 seconds.
Oh, that was close. That was not good for my tires though. Definitely flat spotted them. Dang it. I'm lucky I didn't run into Hamilton just now. Here we go. DRS. Nice pass. Whew, all right. 2 more. We're driving our way back up here, ain't we? I am concerned about tire wear. I mean, maybe we can make it to, I think it's like 20 something. Yeah, our pit window is between lap 21 and 23. Next up is Valtteri, this year's Australian Grand Prix winner. What's up, Hamza? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I'll wait till we get closer to our pit window to decide if we should fix the right front wing or not. That is going to add a few seconds to our pit stop, and it may not be worth it to actually fix it, depending on where we are. If we have a really good lead, like if we're up in front and we have a good lead, then I'll fix it. But if we are trailing the leader, then no, I'm gonna just deal with the damage, because we're still pretty fast with it. I could also switch up to fuel mix rich to get us some more speed as well. And if I need to, I can change my brake bias so that I stop locking the tires up, which I might do. Especially as the tires get older, it gets easier to lock up the tires, and you might want a little less front brake bias.
You have P3, Bottas ahead, gap to car in front is 1.5 seconds. They're on old super softs. Hamilton behind.
Big gains.
The gap behind us is 3.2 seconds. They're on old super softs. The gap to the leader is 4.9 seconds. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps, 38 laps to go.
We have DRS, he does not. Can I go for the overtake on the left side? And late braking. There we go. Keep it on the track. Good job. He's right behind us still.
Raikkonen is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 3.1 seconds. You're taking 1.8 seconds out of them each lap. They're on old super softs. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 31.6.
Alright, we're closing in on the leader once again. This time, we need to make sure that we do not make any mistakes again. Like driving off track, spinning out, any of that stuff. I believe Raikkonen, I think all these guys around us, Raikkonen and Bottas, I think we're all on the same pit strategy. We really won't know that until they start coming in to pit, but I think they're going to split it up in half and just do a one stop, and you have to choose, you have to drive with at least one other tire compound, so we have to switch to something else. We can't just go super soft again. We gotta switch to medium or soft tire, which we'll be going to the soft tire. I thought about starting the race off with the soft tire, but I don't think we need to. Alright, let's go down the ERS, going into turn 1, down to, there we go. Wow, I braked so late and gained so much time on Raikkonen right there. I almost locked the tires up too when I did it. I'm really surprised that I didn't lock the tires up. But we are in shooting range. As long as we keep it on the track. DRS. I love this section of the track. It's so cool. He beat me through the S's at that time. Here we go. I'm real strong right here. Let's see if we can capitalize on it. He's gonna push us to the bottom. Yep, all the way on the right side.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
And he killed my momentum, man. Killed my momentum. So we'll try that pass again. We might be able to force him to lock his tires up if we can get it right next to him. So I might try that. Let's put the pressure on him and start intimidating him a little bit. That's what I'm gonna do. Because last time we got by him was because he made a mistake. He ran wide, allowed us to get underneath him and pass him. If you're current with the 2019 season, Raikkonen is now racing for Sauber, or Alfa Romeo.
Okay, just to advise you, we're expecting the tyre grip to start falling off noticeably around now. But this set should be okay for a while longer despite that.
Alright, so he's telling us, the engineer is telling us we may start seeing the tires start to fall off here. Start noticing tire wear. So let's hope it's not too dramatic of a change. Alright, I'm gonna try to go the same move here. Here we go. Side by side drag race. He has more downforce though. Oh, he's pushed me down to the bottom. Oh, Raikkonen. Let's see what they want us to do.
Copy.
It actually wouldn't be a bad idea for us to pit a little early and undercut Raikkonen, because we need to pit. We're pitting lap 21. I don't know when Raikkonen's pitting. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we do not fix that damage though. Alright, there we go. Just getting a slipstream.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
Oh, yes!
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Every time I get by him, I just can't stick the turn. Alright, we're pitting in this time. Box this lap. Box, box, box. Yeah, I have no grip right now at all. No grip for maneuvering. We might have another chance right here though to get by him. I'm staying a slipstream right here. There it is, there it is, there it is. Go around.
Box this lap, please.
And that's a clean pass. Nice. He's still right behind us. We're pitting in this time though. Stay on the right side. Gotta be careful not the speed. It comes up real quick. Whew, all right. Switching to the soft tire. No new wing. No new wing.
Release.
What's up, Austin? Good to see you. Welcome to the welcome to the stream. It looks like we're the first person to pit.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Tires are cold right now. I came back out in 6th behind Vettel, who I believe has already pitted in earlier. We need to put in some really fast qualifying laps here so that we can be ahead of Raikkonen when he pits. In my opinion, this is my fun part. This is the fun part to me of Formula One. When everyone starts pitting like at different times, you want to know who's going to come out ahead of who. But one thing I have to remember, even though I want to put some fast laps in, my tires are still cold. My brakes are cold as well. We're not cold, they're just not optimum temperature yet. So I gotta be careful not to spin out, anything like that. It's a very key part of the race. Looks like Bottas or somebody from Mercedes is in the pits. I'm not sure which driver. I think it's Bottas though. Our teammate is also in the pits. And Vettel's actually already in the pits as well. And right ahead of Bottas we go. So I assume Raikkonen will be coming in most likely next lap. We'll go into, whoa. Rich. Not good. I'm not putting fast laps right now.
The car behind has come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Softs on the car behind.
Alright, let's go.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
Alright, Raikkonen is in the pits. It's going to be a sprint to try to catch up with him before he gets out. Let's see, here we go. There he is. Woo! We got right in ahead of him. And we're back in the lead.
We're leading our teammate by 18.4 seconds.
Alright, now we just need to maintain this lead for the rest of the race. Get us another win, our first win with our new race team at Aston Martin Red Bull. They'll be pretty happy about that. But I don't want to start celebrating yet. We may have won that small little victory against him, but the race is nowhere near over. And he's right behind us. Will not be pitting again as long as I don't wreck. Our We're watching for the tire wear and all that good stuff. We have a car coming out ahead of us. I think that is, I'm not sure who that is. Gasly. Oh, he's gonna get in my way. Well, thank you for holding me up. That was a perfect time for you to come out of the pits just now, Mr. Gasly. So what I want to do is make sure that Raikkonen does not get into DRS distance, which is 1 second behind us. I think he might be just outside of that right now. Let's take a look.
Raikkonen behind. The gap to the car behind is 1.3 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 1 lap old. The time last lap was a 1:50.4.
Yeah, as long as we keep them just outside of a second, he won't get the DRS and he won't be able to get as big of a jump on us on the straightaways. I could definitely tell when it comes down to raw power, he's definitely faster than we are on the straightaway. And he has my slipstream as well. Bottas is pretty far back. He's like 6 seconds back. So right now we're really racing against him. Unless Bottas has something up his sleeve. Might catch up later on. We'll see. We can't really go back into fuel mixture 3. We don't have enough fuel to do that. But right now it's going to be just down to consistency. We pretty much got this race won. I really believe this car is a race-winning car that we have right now. And as long as I don't hit anything, I don't go off the track anymore, well, I think we should be able to just cruise to a win. So that's going to be really my challenge right now.
Behind is 2.1 seconds.
My challenge right now is just going to be consistent for the rest of these laps. In practice, the most laps that I did in one run was about 5. So the run we just did on those tires are the farthest I have gone so far. What was that, 21 laps? Nice. Also, they mentioned earlier about some parts in our car that may be going bad. So we're gonna have to watch for those to make sure that that doesn't end our race, because that would suck for us to be winning in the lead, about to win the race, and then we have an engine blow or something like that. I mean, this is the Renault engine. This is 2018. So in 2019, Red Bull switched to the Honda engine, and we don't have that. Oh, this is where we wrecked last time. Gotta be careful right there. Atlantic, is F1 2018 worth it? I believe it is 100% worth it if you like racing and you like F1. It is, in my opinion, still to this day, one of the best racing games out there right now. Every year it keeps getting better. It did kind of have a few years, I forgot which ones it was. There was a few years where it kind of wasn't that great. Like, it kind of like just wasn't as good as it should have been. But I feel like they're finally starting to get it right. I mean, people are always going to complain about something.
Teammate behind is 19.1 seconds.
This is my favorite F1 game ever. And the main thing I like about F1 2018 is the career mode. Like, multiplayer is multiplayer. It's gonna be the same no matter what. Your race is gonna be as good as your competition. That's what it's like on multiplayer. If you have a great group of people who all know how to drive and don't give up when they spin out, you know what I mean, they race clean, then you have, you know, a good time if you can find a good racing group, a racing league. I have not found that yet for F1 2018. I'm getting a lot of understeer in that turn right there. That's a good point. Yeah, I do have a wheel, so pretty much every racing game is a lot better. Any racing game is better, most of them, with a wheel. There's a few games out there that are just better to do with a controller, but it also kind of depends on which wheel you have. But this game works great with my wheel. Like, it has really good force feedback to let me know what the car is doing, how the track feels. That's what you're hearing. Every once in a while, you hear my wheel vibrating the table, and it's vibrating my mic like that right there, hitting all the different bumps in the road. So it feels good.
That's a new fastest lap for the race.
I could see why a lot of the, like in real F1, they have their own simulators. Like, that's not F1 2018. But I could see why real drivers could really enjoy racing this game. It also has all your favorite drivers as well. It's the only officially licensed racing game by Formula 1. Whew. Gotta start being careful. The tires are starting to wear out. So for me, I'm like more of a simulator level type of racer. In most of the games that I like games that are more realistic. So when I play a racing game, I like a racing game that's more realistic than it is arcade. But if you are more of an arcade racer, there's nothing against you, but this is still a good game because you can still do this easily with all this assist on. You can have automatic gearing, you could have auto ERS, which will automatically manage your ERS system. I'm doing all those things manually right now, but again, it's because I just like a sim. I like it more of a sims. My gaming style is like realistic, you know what I mean? So I like for a game to be as realistic as possible because I want to know what it's like. I know it's nothing like this. It's a lot different in real life to race a Formula 1 car, but I want to, you know, get as close to it as possible as a real thing as I can get. And so that's why I like these longer races, because I have to deal with things like tire wear, tire degradation, where like in the beginning of the run the car feels great, my braking zones are all, you know, pretty tight, but as the tires start to wear, I start to get understeer and oversteer in certain places. I have to feather the throttle sometimes, I have to trail brake, you know, all those type of things that you want in a racing game. And this game actually works really well with a controller. When I was playing F1 20, like 15, 16, and 17, all those I didn't have a wheel yet, and it works pretty well on the controller too. But definitely, if you want to have a better experience, a wheel is always the way to go. But not everybody can afford a steering wheel. Matter of fact, the one I have is actually one of the cheaper ones. If you compare the price of my steering wheel to the ones that a lot of these guys who do sim racing are using, like, it's like a small percentage. I think this wheel cost me somewhere between $99 to $150 USD. But a lot of the wheels that I hear about people using are like freaking $200, $300. I'm like, heck no, I'm not spending that much money on a freaking steering wheel. Alright, we got back markers coming up. We have our ex-teammate, Stoffel van Dorn, which when we left McLaren, we weren't really on good terms. I didn't really, he was not my friend. I didn't like him. He's not my favorite person. I think he wrecked us one race, like it just not good. Hopefully he doesn't hold us up. He is letting us by. Thank you very much, my friend. What's up, Mr. Top Cat and Aqua Mod? Good to see you. Alright, we need to start saving some ERS. We're only a quarter of the way. What do you guys think about some of the changes in F1? Now we may have talked about that last week, I'm not sure.
We're leading our teammate by 22.2 seconds.
To be honest with you, I wish iRacing had the most recent Formula 1 car, because iRacing has a few Formula cars, like I don't know what you would call them, Formula 2, Formula 3. They don't have like this car, and it's sad because no one races the Formula series. What's up, Damien? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. But I wish iRacing had this car. Uh-oh, we are low on fuel. We need to start saving. We're going this, oh crap. Every time I look over there, I go off the track. Switching to fuel mixture lean. We'll save some fuel for a few laps. We got a good enough gap to do that. And our tire wear looking really good. Lap 32. Let's get a race update.
You are in first position, front of the pack. Raikkonen is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 4.6 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
You need more PIY? What is that? Oh, pit stops? No, we're done. We're only doing one pit stop this race. We've already done it a few laps ago. Actually, it was about 10 laps ago now. A little over 10 laps, actually, since our last pit stop. And we're planning on making it to the end on this set of tires. Pretty soon, things will get a little bit more interesting for us. We're gonna have some more back markers up ahead of us, so we gotta go through traffic. What's up, Flying Dutchman? Good to see you. So hopefully they don't cause us any issues. The last car we passed, that was a lap down, slowed us down a lot in that first chicane. But we have a, I think he said a 4-second gap on second place, which is, it's okay. It's an okay gap. But any mistake, any minor, no, I wouldn't say minor, any mistake, like bigger mistake, would definitely, he would catch up pretty quick. So you have to make sure, I think as long as I said earlier, as long as we stay on the track, we should be just alright. Well, I should say that. As long as we stay on the track and don't hit anybody, we'll be okay. And that's going to get harder as we get into traffic, which we're coming up on here soon. I am a Red Bull fan. My favorite two F1 teams are Red Bull and Haas. You know, I was interested. The other day I was thinking, I had a thought. I was like, anybody ever wonder how Red Bull came from an energy drink to owning and operating a Formula 1 team? Like, how did that come about? Like Red Bull is such a huge brand now, and I don't even like Red Bull. Like I don't even, like the drink. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I don't really understand how they came from a not even a great energy drink to this. The same with like Monster. Maybe I'm just not. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just not into energy drinks. Maybe that's what it is. Because I'm really not a huge fan of any energy drinks at all. But like, how do you come from a basic energy drink to owning a Formula 1 team? Yes, sir, Damien. We're on the same team. Thoughts on the Honda engine? So far, I like it. I mean, Verstappen in Australia had a really good finish with the Honda engine. Matter of fact, he could have got second. So I think, I don't know. I'm actually already a Honda fan because I drive a Honda. Matter of fact, I've always, all my cars, ooh, come on. Okay, let's focus. All my cars I've ever owned have been Honda, which are just 2. My first ever car was a Honda, like a super old Honda. And then when I saved up money, I bought my first new car.
The gap behind us is 1.7 seconds.
Wow, that mistake set us back 3 seconds on Raikkonen. That's what I was talking about. But yeah, so my first ever car was a old used Honda that I got for super cheap with a bunch of money I saved from a summer job. And then my second, like years later, I think maybe 4 or 6 years later, my second car, which was my first new car. It was the first time ever buying a new car.
1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1. Gap to teammate behind is 20.8 seconds.
And so yeah, I drive a Honda now. Matter of fact, my wife even has a Honda, and that was before we even got together. She had another Honda, a different type of Honda, and we still have that too. So I'm a Honda fan. I like Honda. I support Honda. Honda's very reliable, and I'm hoping that they're very reliable in F1 as well, because they make really reliable cars. And I just assume, again, we've only seen them in 1 race so far, but I assume that they're gonna have really reliable engines. Unlike last year, Red Bull had the Renault engines and had so many blow-ups. We had so many races where Red Bull could have got on a podium, Red Bull could have won a race, and freaking Renault had a freaking blown engine. Alright, let's go back up to standard mixture. Even if you think about what was it, in the first race, the Australian Grand Prix this year, one of the Renault engines blew up. I think it was in McLaren. McLaren was using the Renault engine, and their engine blew at in Australia. So I don't think they've really made any big strides to making their engines any better. I like Ferrari. I have nothing against Ferrari. I like Ferrari. I like Vettel. I like that they decided to bring in Leclerc. I really like that they're giving a young driver a chance. I think he did pretty good in his first race with Ferrari. I think he could have did better, but you know, he's still. I feel like it's almost. I know Leclerc was racing last season with Alfa Romeo, but I almost feel like with him racing with Ferrari, he's like a rookie again. That's what I feel like. I don't know. I get that rookie vibe from Leclerc still, because he's so young. Lots of shade in this part of the track right now. Raikkonen has caught us for a little bit. I think we're still keeping him out of the DRS range, so we're okay there. A lot of shadowing happening on the track. In last year's season, so like this one, when Red Bull had Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo, my favorite driver was Ricciardo over Max Verstappen. I still like Max Verstappen. I do like him. I just like Ricciardo more. And now after watching the Netflix series, I don't know if you guys have watched the Netflix series, the Formula 1 Netflix series. If you haven't watched it, definitely go check it out. Netflix followed Formula 1 for the entire 2018 season. So they got all the juicy details. You get to watch all of the changes happening as they were going on. Freaking love that. It was probably my favorite thing I've ever watched on Netflix. Daniel Avocado. Alright, back.
Okay, we need some energy harvesting. Reduce ERS deployment.
I was just thinking that. Tires looking good. I think we should be just fine ending this race on this set of tires. Yeah, the rivalry was real, man. Honestly, I never even knew about that rivalry until watching the Netflix series. Like, I never really understood the dynamic of the rivalries within race teams until I watched that Netflix series. Like, it makes sense. I don't know why I never thought about it before. Like, whenever you play Formula One, the game, they always have your teammate as your rival, and I never really understood that. Like, I want to choose my own rival, which Formula 1 2018 allows you to choose your own rival as well as your teammate. But now after watching it and seeing like more of a behind the scenes look at it and the perspectives, like, yeah, like you're competing for that job. Even though you already have the job, you're competing to keep that seat. And if one of you guys don't perform as well as the other, then you could be replaced by somebody else. And I just can't imagine, like, it was crazy when Ricardo, I think it was at Monaco or somewhere, he won and he was super happy, but I think it was Verstappen was like super unhappy and bummed out because he had a horrible race, but his teammate had a great race. And that's probably something that's really tough to deal with, like, every week, is seeing your teammates celebrate, and the whole team celebrates because you share teams, like you share the same pit crew. It's not like NASCAR where every team is kind of like their own. But in Formula 1, like, you share the same crew, the same engineers, same everything. Or almost everything. And so when one person wins, everybody's happy. But the only person who's not happy is the other driver who didn't win. So it's... Can you imagine, like, they didn't really go behind the scenes with Mercedes much, and I wish they really would have. Because I can't imagine how Bottas felt last season when, you know, Lewis is winning all these races last season and he wins the, you know, the drivers' championship, and Bottas is having an okay season, but he's just coming in second like every single race. Or not every race, but, you know, he's like just second behind him every time. He just doesn't ever beat him. He beats him sometimes, but very rarely did he beat him. Oh, hold on to it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We're gonna get caught. This crazy thing about Monza is your tires never really heat up on the inside. Yeah, we're starting to lose front end grip, or maybe I'm just overdriving it. Yeah, I think I'm overdriving it. You gotta be careful now on entry of the corners. The fun thing about racing and the long run is just trying to manage your tire, manage your equipment, stay with the track, and the track changes over time, as well as your car is changing over time in different conditions and all that. You have to consciously think about those things, like I have to brake earlier, have to turn less, you know what I mean? No, I didn't see Ocon's reaction when Bottas won. Uh-oh, Stoffel Van Dorn is out of the race. That might bring out a virtual safety car. We'll see if he gets stuck on the track. I believe Raikkonen is catching us though.
Raikkonen behind. The gap to the car behind is 2.0 seconds.
Okay, it's not that bad.
Old softs. Their tyres tyres are 17 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 30.6.
Yeah, Marcus Ericsson up ahead of us. Guess what? Marcus Ericsson is actually now racing in IndyCar. I didn't even notice it until I saw his name, and he did really well.
Caution, caution.
I mean, he didn't win, but you know. There's Van Dorn back there. Oh, he is all on our tail.
Clear.
We need a really good turn here because we have Raikkonen right behind us, and he might get DRS this time. But so are we. I have to be really careful in the slow turns because when I get back on the throttle, because the tires are starting to wear out a bit more, I have less grip on acceleration. Just really consciously being conscious of even more now how I drive into these turns. Because the car is changing right now. Let's take a look at our tire wear. Yeah, that's why right there. So it's pretty interesting though that Ocon is the reserve driver now at Mercedes. I wonder who's on the way out. I mean, I don't see Hamilton going anywhere unless he has a bad season this year. All right, guys, 11 laps to go, and Raikkonen has definitely turned up the heat because he is right behind us. He has closed the gap. We were 4 seconds ahead of him. Now I think he's under 2.
Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well.
I think he's trying to get into DRS range to get some gains on us. Right now I'm struggling for grip in a lot of different places in the track. Yeah, I feel like Hamilton is like the current LeBron James of Formula 1. He's a cool guy though. I don't really have anything against Hamilton. At first I was a hater. I'm not gonna lie. I was a Hamilton hater for sure because he was always winning and beating my favorite drivers. But now hold on. Now I'm kind of starting to become a fan of him. Like I actually follow him on Instagram. And I really like him. Like he's a pretty cool guy in general. Like he's very likable, you know what I mean?
We're leading our teammate by 24.7 seconds.
He's likable and he's good at what he does. But the question always comes to mind for me in Formula 1 because I personally just don't like the balance of competition in Formula 1. I don't like how it is at all. I would love to see more diverse selection of people winning and getting podiums. Like I don't like when Ferrari or Mercedes have to like wreck out or have a serious issue, oh Jesus, in order for somebody else to have a spot on the podium. That's gonna hurt us a lot because he's gonna be right behind us now. And we're coming up on a DRS zone. But yeah, I'll definitely be watching the Bahrain Grand Prix. I'm gonna record it actually. Alright guys, I'm gonna focus here for a little bit. Because he's here. He's caught us. He's here and the race is on. He's about to get DRS when we get here to the line. And I have to block him somehow. What I was saying was, the question to me always comes to mind is like, who's really the best driver? Because I feel like right now there's some amazing drivers in Formula One, like amazing. I feel like there's some really good drivers in F1, but they just don't have the equipment under them to show off their real talent. So I wonder if all the current F1 drivers, and even some of the drivers who were here maybe last season, a couple of seasons ago, like how good are they really? Like if you put all of them in the same speed car. If they were all in the same speed car, who would really come out on top? That's what I always wonder. And I understand like a lot of the race in Formula One is not really just about drivers, it's about constructors. I understand that, and like there's a constant race and battle between constructors overall. Like McLaren's trying to catch up again, Red Bull is trying to, you know, become the best team again. And like I understand that that's a thing, but you know I want to see this happening week to week. I want to see more competition. Oh wow, I want to see more competition happening, you know. I don't want it to take 5 years to see McLaren on the podium for once. Alright, it's going to be tough to hold him off because we have very little grip right now, and I do not want to spin this car out because our best bet, again, is just to keep this thing straight and on the track for as long as we possibly can. But we've definitely slowed down a lot, and I have a feeling that Ferrari right now is driving in mix 3. We do have some, we have enough fuel to go into mixture 3 for a little while. Let's see what Magnussen's gonna do here. Is he gonna let us by? Yes, thank you very, very, very much. Racing for the win here.
Some information on Vettel. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
Oh wow, Vettel, our championship leader right now, is now out of the race in Monza. He had like a 30-35 point gap to Bottas, who I believe was in second. All right, looks like Raikkonen got stuck behind some lap traffic. Gonna get in the slipstream of Perez. But we got stuck in traffic too. Yep, Alonso completely left F1, sadly. I heard he was going to IndyCar, but he's not there yet. I thought he was going to IndyCar this season, but I haven't seen him in a race, so what's up with that? Is he only going to do the Indy 500? Uh-oh, who is that? That is Vettel over there in the corner. In real life, the safety car would come out for that because he's going to have to get a tow. Yeah, Alonso left F1, which I completely understand. I mean, unless Alonso got a seat in a better team, like I think if Alonso was with Red Bull or Ferrari, Mercedes, Alonso could be a beast, man. Alonso just needs a good car. He's a great driver. Uh-oh, we got Raikkonen looking, he's looking.
You're leading the pack. P1, Raikkonen is behind you. Our gap behind behind is
Makes 3.
1.0 seconds. They're on old softs. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Here he comes. I'm so slow right here, but have so little grip right now. IndyCar and Le Mans, okay. Yeah, he was in the, what, 24 Hours of Daytona? Alonso? I don't know how he did. I think he actually didn't finish. I don't remember. I didn't get to see that race. I feel so slow right now. I feel like I'm driving on ice. Like I feel like I'm actually not ice. I feel like I'm racing in the rain right now. I feel like I'm in the rain on soft tires. Oh! Oh, he hit me! No! Come on, freaking Raikkonen! Oh, we gotta go. Only a few laps to go. I don't think we got any damage. No, we didn't get any damage. He just freaking hit us. You dirty Raikkonen. Dirty Raikkonen. Oh, that's a big gap, too. I know Kimmy. Freaking Kimmy. I believe that was all his fault too.
Distance to the leader is 1.8 seconds.
Alright. That's the thing about this game, man, too. Like, you saw how easy we passed him in the beginning of the race. Oh, wow.
Okay, the gap behind is 8.5 seconds.
Come on, we need to find grip. We need to find grip right now. But it was so easy to pass him early in the race, but the competition gets tougher towards the end. That's how the game is set up.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Not only is the car harder to drive, but the competition gets better. Well, Stubbo, you were extremely wrong.
Excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Yeah, we still have a half a lap of extra fuel. I need to get within a second behind him. That is my goal right now. We'll start working at ERS, get some extra power. But we really catch him in the braking zone because I'm braking later than he is, but he's faster. He has faster straight line speed. He might be able to accelerate faster than me too. My hands are sweating right now. That's how hard I'm driving. All right, we got a little extra. I'm gonna go overtake mode, try to gain on a bit. We're still in rich. I gotta come out of rich now. This is gonna be a close one, guys. 3 laps this time by.
Battery charge is low. If we turn down the ERS deployment, we can harvest more energy.
Alright, we're close enough. Alright, oh, there it is, DRS. We're low on ERS though. Come on, stay on this, stay here, stay close.
The teammate behind is 23.2 seconds.
And my rear tires are gone, my front tires are gone. I'm used up right now, but we're gonna get this dude. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
There's traffic ahead of him, so that might slow him down. We'll see. Here we go. DRS again. No? No DRS? Okay. DRS 3. Wow, look at that speed. Look how fast he is on the straightaway. Alright, we got a big run on him on the right side. Leclerc's giving us room. We both got DRS this time. 2 to go at Monza. I need to get pulled out. Yeah, I'm suffering right there. You see how much he gained on us right there. I'm gonna turn ERS down to 2 so we can gain some power through this section. I'm not settling for second today.
The gap behind us is 10.2 seconds.
Alright, I got some DRS. There's a DRS. He's just so fast. Even with DRS, I just can't quite get to him. I almost ran right into him. Jeez. This is getting intense. Alright, I got 1 more lap to do this, guys. We gotta get a big gain right here. If it's gonna happen right here. And then we gotta go defensive. Alright, gonna get in the slipstream. Overtake mode.
This is your final
DRS, here it is.
lap of the race.
He's gonna block. Final lap. Don't lock it up, don't lock it up, don't lock it up. Oh, we locked it up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Nice move.
Woo!
Good job.
Alright, we gotta hold him off for 1 lap. 1 lap. Make sure we have enough ERS to race him because he's gonna have DRS in the next section.
A lap of fuel now. The tank is empty. Hamilton has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
Alright, here we go. Alright, he's gonna get DRS right here. He's looking, he's looking, he's looking. I'm blocking. Oh, he gets by. We go side by side. I gave him the bump this time. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Let's go. Almost there, 1 turn away. I'm gonna use up everything I got. I'm going into rich. Last braking zone. Exiting the final corner. We're gonna get it. Yeah. Woo, that was hard as heck. My palms are so sweaty right now. The W.
It was a magnificent race and a
Yes, it
drive
was.
right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
I need to change my
A
helmet.
large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs. And that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Ocon came out in 10th. Could finish for Force India.
So here come our winning drivers today, and what a race it was. There's been a big push at the factory lately to get these cars ready, and we can see the fruits of that labour today as Red Bull lift the winner's trophy.
Wish I had a trophy to hold up. Oh my god, that was probably the hardest like winning race we've had all season. We've won races before, but that's the first time we had to fight for it like that. We've also lost races just like that too, so I'm glad we were finally able to come in the clutch.
Here's how things look in the driver's table.
Oof.
Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
I have to give it to Brendan Hartley.
Oh, I thought I was going to get driver of the day.
Good battles, sensible driving. Oof. He can be pleased with that performance.
Man.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. It was great having you with us for this weekend.
The Australian Grand Prix was pretty fun to watch.
Until next time,
I'll say that.
Goodbye.
I mean, it's always more fun for the fans when you see a close finish. Bottas just freaking rocked it. But we did have some good competition in second and third with Red Bull trying to catch up to Hamilton, who was in second, which was really like, I was super excited for that. But I'm hoping for a good race in general in Bahrain, man. I want to see how Ricardo does. That's what my thing is. I'll go ahead and just tell you guys what I'm thinking for this next race while we're talking. But I want to see how Ricardo does. Matter of fact, we'll talk for just a little bit. We actually finished earlier today than I was expecting. We'll watch the replay for a little while and we'll just talk about this weekend. But yeah, I want to see how Ricardo does with Renault. Like, he didn't even finish the race. He didn't even get by. He wrecked on lap 1 basically. His race was over in lap 1. I want to see how that car does with a good driver, or with Ricardo in it. I want to see how where Renault is on the table versus everyone else. I want to see how Haas is doing. I don't feel like Haas had a great race in Australia either. I want to see how I want to continue to see how who's it, Pierre Gasly, who was racing for Aston Martin Red Bull now. I want to see how he does. Like, it's a lot of unknowns that we really didn't get to see that well. Like in Melbourne, it was like, you know, you saw some of the people who were strong who weren't, but at the same time, like, it was a few circumstances that some of the drivers were in that really didn't show their full potential. So I still want to see how Renault can do. I want to see how Haas does. I've always kind of been a slight fan of Renault. It wasn't my favorite team, but Ricardo, who is still, even though he left Red Bull, he's still my favorite current driver. And I want to see how he does with Renault, because as we all know, Renault is below Red Bull when it comes to, you know, how they do. But I want to see how it is. Red Bull looks extremely strong. Ferrari and Ferrari didn't do well at all in Australia, which was crazy. So I'm interested. Yeah, there is 2 Red Bull teams. There's Aston Martin Red Bull, and then there's Toro Rosso Red Bull, who's like their sister team. And the Toro Rosso team are like way back there. But still, they do decent too. But yeah, it's just a lot of, I want to see how things are going to go in Bahrain. Bahrain's a great track. It's a really entertaining race to watch. So I can't wait to see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, who are you guys rooting for? For this race, for, you know, I know we have some Ferrari fans who are watching right now. We have a Red Bull fan who's watching right now. What else are you guys thinking? Like, I'm hoping that Honda stays reliable. I hope they have a good engine. Alonso's team Toyota got first in Le Mans. Oh wow, nice! I didn't see that. That's dope. That's really good. But yeah, man, looking forward to Bahrain. Kvyat back on the track. Yeah, man, it's be good to see him as well. See how if he can do anything. Yeah, I'm hoping for this season, the 2019 season of Formula One. I'm hoping that we have a closer championship. The last 2 years that Hamilton's won the championship is not even close. Like, he's won it like weeks ahead of time, and a lot of it just comes down to just car reliability. Ferrari is really good. I believe that Ferrari is equal to or even better than Mercedes, if they can put some consistent, like, if they can have an entire consistent season, very few DNFs, very few stupid incidents that, like, Vettel had a lot of stupid incidents last year that put him in the back. But without that, I believe Ferrari can really compete to get another win. a constructor win, but you know, I'm still rooting for number 3, Red Bull, to get up there in the mix. I would love to see a I doubt we'll see a 4-way championship contention this year. I doubt that. But even if just Red Bull could join the mix of the top 3 teams, like literally fighting for a championship, and not just fighting to be number 3, but fighting for an actual championship. Like I want to see drivers from all 3 teams actually fighting for a drivers championship. I want to see constructors fighting for a constructors championship this year. I agree. Haas has a long way to go. Haas, I'm a fan of Haas because Haas comes from NASCAR, man. Half of the ownership of Haas is a NASCAR team, and because Haas has a NASCAR team, and they do really freaking well in NASCAR. They're like, matter of fact, one of the best teams in NASCAR currently, and so it's really cool to see them going over to Formula 1 and actually being able to compete and not being just back markers. Like they're like midfield right now. You know, fighting with Renault, fighting with who else is midfield? McLaren. Even sometimes they can try to fight with you know, Red Bull, but they may not be Red Bull's level just yet. But I just really love that how you know, they put together a good program that's got them like midfield in a short period of time. I mean, look at McLaren, look at Williams, look at Alfa Romeo. A lot of these guys who are like in the back all the time, they've been in the sport for freaking ever. Like, and then a new team comes in. This is why a lot of people hate us. And yes, it is rich. I don't know who the heck Rich Energy. Any energy team is shady, but they pay money, so I'm cool with that. I love the new livery as well. And but yeah, man, hoping for the best for Haas. I'm hoping to see. I don't see Haas like really compete. And I'm hoping that Haas comes in 4th this year. I'm hoping that they get 4th. I think 4th would be a really big accomplishment. If Haas can come in 4th place in the Constructors Championship this year, it'll be a big freaking deal. We'll see how the season ends. I say all this now, but I'm looking forward to seeing how things end up actually pan out in the end. You never know. Maybe Haas needs some new drivers. I don't know. Because last season just didn't go so well. But I am too. I'm really surprised at how bad Williams is and the fact that F1 allows them to continue racing. I don't understand why. Like, after watching Netflix, I understand. Like, I kind of understand more of what Williams is going through. They're very low funded, and that's why they're in the back. And it's sad. It's really hard to lose so freaking much. Like, I don't know if any of you guys play another game called Motorsport Manager, and if you have me on Discord, you'll see that I played this game a lot, especially recently with F1 starting up. But Motorsport Manager is basically a Formula 1 endurance and GT series type game where you are the chairman, not the chairman, you are the CEO, or you're the owner or the principal of your own racing team. And basically you go through and you make sure that you manage all the development of all the parts. You make sure that car is as fast as you can possibly get it, so when you go in the race you can actually try to get a good finish. And you also manage all the driver speed, so you don't actually drive the car, but you are like the principal who like is talking to their ear, like, all right, push it, let's go now, or let's pit, or you know, they're telling you you're trying to fix on the setup. So anyways, it's a lot that goes into it. It can be a really complicated game, but it's a lot of fun if you're interested in that side of racing. And I'm that kind of person. I really like tycoon type stuff where you can kind of build a business, and this is kind of like the tycoon of racing. But anyways, where was I going with that? I don't remember. Motorsport Manager. Oh yeah, so if you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of money to put towards parts, towards testing, towards facilities, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, something needs to be done with Williams, seriously. I mean, I feel bad for them, but at the same time, like, what if somebody else took over Williams? Or what if a whole new race team came in and took Williams' place? Like, maybe it's time for Williams to step down. But, oh, that's where I was going with that. On Motorsport Manager, you can start out, and you can start out with like the top team with a whole bunch of money, and really high risk, really high standards, or you can start with a low team and start with very few money and start from basically nothing, and you know, grind it out and try to make that team as best as you possibly get. Or you start in the middle team, just like you can choose any team. But my point is, when you start with the lower teams, you have to expect to lose a lot of freaking races. a lot of freaking races, because your goals in the beginning is like top 12, top 13, like very small, very low goals. And because you are very underfunded, you don't have very much money, you lose a lot of races, and your car will break down, you have engine issues, like all kind of stuff, because you just don't have the money between races to make sure these cars are reliable, these cars have the performance set up. And I mean, like when I first started playing Motorsport Manager, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start out with a sucky team and make them into a championship team. Well, I didn't know this was gonna take seasons to do, and I was gonna have to lose a lot of races in between, and I actually never even finished. I actually started over with a middle team, but it was tough because it got uninterested, it got unfun, because I was losing so many freaking races. So for Williams, I can't imagine how low the morale has to be at the shop, at the at their home base, because by the way, this is us catching up to Raikkonen and trying to get the lead again. But I can't imagine how low the morale is to be, working for and putting your heart into a team that is still dead freaking last. That's tough. That's really tough. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe something needs to be done. Maybe they need to step down. I don't know. Maybe they need to find a new sponsor. I don't think anybody wants to sponsor them because they keep finishing in last. So it's tough. It's a struggle for real. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling on. This was a good race. This was a really good race. I love watching the replay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be watching it on my own. I can't talk through the whole replay today, but it would be pretty cool if I could. But I'm actually gonna go back to the standings. Let's see what we do in standings. We didn't gain any position in standings, actually. We were 6th place when we started this race, and Ricardo is in 5th. And I guess he had a pretty good finish, because we are still behind him in points. We've maintained 6th. We've kind of been stuck between 6th and 8th all season long, right in the middle. Vettel had, I said earlier, like 35 point gap on Bottas, who's in 2nd. Now is only 10 points. So because he did not finish the race at all, he actually was out of that race. Constructor standings, we look like Red Bull is in 3rd, behind by 106 points. So again, I didn't jump into Red Bull until like a race ago, so I had nothing to do with where the standings are. Matter of fact, I'm the reason McLaren right now is in 4th, because I was racing for McLaren for the majority of the season. So for the second half of the season, we're gonna be racing Red Bull. See if we can get that deficit down a bit, because that'd be pretty good. So yeah, that's it. That's good, man. I'm excited. Good finish. Let's see, our teammate did actually finish in 4th, just outside the podium behind Bottas. So it was a good race. We did a 1-stopper. Let's see, Hamilton did 2 stops. Ocon, Leclerc, Magnussen did 2 stops and didn't do too well for them. But well, guys, that'll be it for today's stream. Thank you guys for watching. Next week, guess what? We are headed to freaking Singapore. This is my favorite part of the season, the second half of the F1 season. We get to go to all these really cool tracks. We were in Spa last week. This week we're in Monza. Next week we're at a street course. Singapore, that's gonna be tough. I gotta practice for that one. After Singapore, we head to Russia, and then I don't remember where we go after that, but it's gonna be really good. So definitely don't miss a week. We'll be back hopefully next Tuesday, as long as nothing else comes up or whatever. You never know. But schedule for the week, guys. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be able to stream tomorrow. I actually have a meeting, I believe sometime around midday, so I may or may not get to stream tomorrow, but I'll try if I can. Plus I do have a lot of other work I need to do as well, so we'll see. We may not even stream at all tomorrow, but Thursday I'll be racing NASCAR at Texas, my home track. So I'm already practicing for that. I've done some practice races for that last night. Thank you, Raven, for the super chat donation, bro. You're freaking amazing. Appreciate that. I've already been practicing for my race for Thursday in NASCAR at the Texas Motor Speedway. I actually went to that race in real life last year. It was a really good race. So hoping to get a W there and get a good strong finish. Friday, we'll continue at Infinite Flight, Friday Night Flight. So come back for any of those if you like. Remember, you got 3 choices. Give up, give in, or give it all. You got peace, love, and God bless you. See you guys next time. Next video. Peace.